All right, it is Filepond time. What is Filepond? It's a upload anything from anywhere. A JavaScript library that can upload anything you throw at it. Optimize images for faster uploading, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blah. Beautiful words. Thank you, Filepond. And look at this fantastic little animation here. I will say that when I leave this page on, my MacBook fan starts spinning, so there is that. But it's so glorious. Look at Filepond. Great. We're going to use Filepond. Look at this. Whoa, is this interactive? Look at that. So nice. You can browse. Let's see. Let's add one and see the fantasticness. Hit open. Yeah, see, everything's a little bit sluggish because of all this animation, but whatever. Okay. Perks of having a crappy computer you identify with like most, I don't know. Like if I was like, I think that's a biased, I'm going on a rant in the middle of a tutorial. I think that's a bias that developers have is generally our computers are better because, I don't know, we're developers. And like I have the urge to get the best computer I could possibly have. But then we think everything's way faster than the rest of the world sees it. Why am I even talking? Filepond's great. This is not meant to be to take dumps on Filepond. We're going to install Filepond. We're going to integrate it with Livewire. And I will say, I did all of this. I did the entire file upload feature. Then I went, let's look at integrating with Filepond. It was in the back of my head, something that I wanted to support. And I went to do it, and I thought, you know what? I think I need to refactor everything to make this super easy. And I did. So Filepond integration is cake. I think you will find it to be cake and super powerful. So let's do it. Installation. Here is the installation. Ooh, from a CDN. They know my heart. So we can drop this stuff into our app. Let's start. Let's do this. This is file upload. Let's do one called Filepond, and we'll do wire model new avatar for now. I don't even think we need an ID or anything. And yeah, so we'll get yelled at from Blade because this doesn't exist yet. So let's create Filepond. This is going to be, what is this going to be? Let me think. Do we take file upload, flex item center? Let's just do this. Filepond.blade.php. Okay. Okay, now let's refresh. Unexpected end of file. I wonder if I did not make it self-closing. Okay, so this is blank right now. We're going to add Filepond to it. So we need to add these assets, and to do that, let me make sure that inside of base we have these stacks that you probably have seen before. Oh, we don't. All right, we're just gonna add it globally to the global style sheet for now. Whatever. So here is a link that is gonna get added here for Filepond, and then here is a script that is gonna get added for the Filepond JavaScript. Okay, and now we're really close. Let's see, getting started. You create an input type file and then this little script that actually does the stuff. So let's see here. We go in Filepond, input type file, and let's, just to kind of demonstrate this, I'm gonna put this at the bottom because it needs to be at the bottom to work. Okay, so this is Filepond. It works. We can throw something in there, and it just works. It's pretty great. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I guess, right, Livewire is going to destroy Filepond. Yeah, that's what just happened. So let's take this and let's use Alpine to initialize Filepond for starters. So let's create a div for this whole little component here, x data, and now an x init hook in Alpine, and what we're going to do is basically do this filepond.create stuff inside there. So let's do this, filepond.create, and then we need a specific input element. So let's use refs. We'll say refs.input, and then inside of here we'll have our input type file. And we might not even need to do this, xref input. Okay, we'll just do this for now. Actually, oh man, we could make this, oh, I don't know, whatever. We're just going to do this. I was thinking we could make it like fall back if, I was going to say if JavaScript doesn't load, we could make this work with Livewire, but if JavaScript doesn't load, Livewire is not going to load. So input type file, xref input, filepond.create. Okay, and let's see if this works here. All right, that works. But because Livewire, this clearly made lots of changes to the DOM. Like, look at this, it added all this stuff. So if we do a Livewire refresh, it's going to clobber Filepond, of course. So how do we avoid that? We avoid that with wire ignore. Okay, and why don't we do this? Okay, just so that, I don't know, a little bit nicer. Okay, we're doing well. Yeah, so that's that. I mean, I guess just to kind of show you that now, if we update, it's going to ignore those DOM changes inside of this Filepond thing. But we're not there yet, obviously. What are we going to do with Filepond? So what Filepond wants you to do, like, let's look at its most basic implementation. It wants you to add an endpoint, configure an endpoint for file uploading, and it's going to just push all the files to that endpoint. Now, you could probably make this work with Livewire. Like, I could have made this work with Livewire before any of this new stuff, using a dedicated endpoint that you manually create in your Laravel app, and then using events or something to emit from Filepond to Livewire or something. You could do that, but we can do something way better. I exposed a really cool method on Livewire component. So as you know, in Livewire, when you're inside Blade, you could do this. You can do @this.get.set.emit. You've seen @this, right? I believe we've covered this. If you don't know about it, this is the most underrated thing in Livewire that not that many people know about, but it's game changing. What @this does, maybe I'll just show you here. Let's put @this, just literally write it right there. And now we refresh, check it out. So @this basically gets the current Livewire component ID and it spits out this text. Now this is JavaScript, window.livewire.find, and now we have our JavaScript component. So each Livewire component has a JavaScript representation. So we could say, let component equal window.livewire.find, right? And now if I do component, I can do .set. Like, watch this. Let me just blow your mind in case you haven't seen this already. Set username to hey, okay? Check it out. It just set it. It did the full round trip. This is the real power of Livewire. You can use Livewire almost headlessly, you know, just as like a JavaScript transport protocol or whatever. I added a new method called upload, which is crazy because it allows you to specify something like new avatar and then some file, and it'll actually, this is going to throw an error. It tried to do it, but it can't because file doesn't exist. Okay. The new avatar must be a file because I just threw in a class. Check it out. So that because this exists, we can integrate with Filepond so easily. I can't wait to show you. Let's shut up and do it. All right. So deep down in Filepond, where is it? Filepond API server. It goes through and it's like, we got to go to advanced configuration. You can hijack completely the process that Filepond uses to do the uploading. So we do this filepond.set options. Okay. So what if we do this? I'm trying to think. Let's say we do xinit, and right up here, let's do filepond.set options, server process. Okay. All of this stuff here. And take a look at what's going on here. So file options server. So these are the server options where normally you'd configure the URL to upload the file to. And then we say process. And now what this does is this is a callback, a JavaScript function. Process, let me close these, just clean up after ourselves a little bit. And then, okay. And then we'll make this here, okay. So process, it passes us the field name. It passes us the actual file object, some metadata, a load callback so that we can, so it's showing you how you could actually do it. You could do all of the JavaScript yourself and actually use Axios or whatever you want to upload and increment the progress and load and whatever and finish. Well, this stuff is all done for you with Livewire. You can use our @this.upload. Remember, upload takes in the name, which for now, let's just hard code it. It's called new avatar. We're gonna hard code it. That we'll forward wire model to this in a minute. But this upload new avatar. And then there's the actual file, which is right there. And then this also accepts a success callback. So that this is Livewire's way of saying you can upload a file and you can hook into when it's finished. And because Filepond is offering its own callback, we could say, all right, on finish, then do load. But better than that, we could pass it in directly because it's a callback. We're just passing a callback through as a parameter. I kind of made this to mirror Filepond's order. I think it's logical. It's like finish callback, error callback, and progress callback. And it just works. So here it is. That's that. Let's see if this just works out of the box. I guess out of the box is not the right wording because we did a bunch of customization. Okay. So I'm going to try to upload a file. Upload the headshot. Before I do that, let's look at the network tab here to see the XHR requests. I'm going to upload a file. Okay. Now Filepond is doing its thing, and look at this. It says uploading with progress and now upload complete. And it did the full Livewire thing. So we could hit save and it would work. It just totally works. Now, if we hit X, it tries to submit like a request to an endpoint. It doesn't actually remove the file. So I did add another method. So there's another thing here called revert. Let's look at the docs for revert. Reverting uploads. So hopefully we can find some docs on this easily. Maybe, yeah, so there's like process and then revert. I'm hoping that, no, whatever. Come on, revert. So this is process, and let's see, here's revert. So revert gets a unique file ID, load, and error. Okay. So here's revert. And now this is a unique file ID that basically when load is called, because if you recall, this is the success callback. So if we do this, Livewire actually gives you the file name that you would have to pass back into load, which would be set as the unique ID. But because we're just forwarding the callback, it just works, whatever. Unique file ID is the actual file name. So we can call this file name if we wanted, and then load, and then error. So now we can say this.remove, pass in the file name, and then load, and we're done. We don't need error because we're removing. Remove upload. Now I'm also kind of shooting from the hip. I am going from memory on that this.remove, but let's try this now. So if I select a file, okay, great. It's going to upload it, gives us our progress, we're good to go. Now if I hit X, it's going to fail and say that this property does not exist on the profile component. Here's the problem. We have to specify the thing we want to remove from, right? Yeah. Oops. Let's try this one more time. If you think about it, like, how does Livewire know what file you want to actually remove? Let's try this again. Specify this here. Okay. We're going to upload. It's going to successfully work with Filepond. We hit X, and now it actually removed it. I don't know, like, the actual value is null. If we look at the data of the component at this point in time, new avatar is null. When we removed it, it actually removed it from our component, which is so fantastic. So this is actually it. This is totally it. Let me, is there any, okay, we need to forward this wire model, and then I'll show you one other cool thing. So let's go back to profile.blade. We have wire model new avatar. Let's just get that out of attributes. So let's say we want this now to be, we'll use blade. We'll put this inside a string, and this is going to be attributes wire model. Okay. Okay. And now this is a totally, Livewire component agnostic blade component. And this is just going to do its thing. Okay. Okie dokie. So now we have Filepond. I don't know if we would still want an image preview, because we could easily just keep this image preview. So maybe let's put this image preview right here so you can at least just see that it works. And then we'll delete this file upload component altogether. And just so you can see the image preview, let's check this out. Okay, so it's unstyled, clearly. I don't know why. It should be not as bad as that is. It should be rounded and whatever, but that's what we're dealing with. So, all right. So if I change that to something else, it's going to be uploading with Filepond, and as soon as it's done, it's going to change. Bam. And if I hit X, it's going to remove it and go back. How freaking sick is that? Are you freaking out? I'm freaking out. Let's make this support multiple uploads. This is where things get just totally wild. we could do this. Let's comment this out. And now let's for each through, let's say, I'm just gonna call it files. Files as file, and for each. And I don't know, I guess we'll do the same image tag thing we did before. We'll say file temporary URL, okay. File temporary URL. And inside of our component here, we're gonna add a property called files. Oh, yeah, called files. This is gonna be an array of files, okay? And now we can set Filepond to multiple. Maybe let's support this. Let's do this. And now inside of Filepond, because I think the option is allow multiple. Yeah, I think it's allow multiple, and then this is true or false. So maybe we should do like attributes. Let's say is set attributes multiple. Then this is going to be true if not false. Okay. A lot of this is from memory, so fingers crossed here. Now let's see if we can allow multiple, and we can. So here I'm going to upload all three, okay? Hit open, and now watch this. They're going to upload in series, uploading, okay? And I thought I was for eaching through the files. Maybe I didn't change wire model. Yeah. This needs to be files. All right, let's retry that. Okay, doodly do. Click on them. We're uploading our three files, and now look at that. They're showing up right there. I don't know why they got removed. That's curious to me. Why did they get removed from this? Did I violate something? Maybe this is, oh, this is here. Perfect perfect opportunity for me to express a huge problem. What just happened here? This is how my brain works. Pay attention. Something, clearly Filepond like just got reset or something like that. When that happens, when big chunks of your page just get reset, it's generally an issue with morph DOM when Livewire is DOM diffing. These issues mostly stem from for each loops in the middle of a DOM sequence. So we can actually do this. We can add a div here, and I guarantee that's not going to work, because I guarantee that it is going to work, because before we just like added elements in the middle of a page, and morph DOM doesn't know how to handle that well. Yeah, so there's actually, let me take this opportunity also to point you to a docs page. When you ever encounter weird stuff like that, go to the troubleshooting section of the docs. I talk all about these issues. DOM diffing issues are the only real issues that I come across in Livewire when I'm working with it. And here are the symptoms, and here are the cures. You can add wire key in a for each. I also have a section on just wrapping a for each in an element, I believe. I wrapped it in a UL here, so yeah. Anyway, so take a look at that if you ever run across that. But now I'm confident that this is going to work. Possibly overconfident. We're going to upload all three, and now hopefully we're not going to get that weird behavior. There we go. There we go. Filepond is preserved. We have our three files there. Now check this out. I'm going to remove the middle one. Let's remove that big middle one, okay? Hit X. There we go. It removed it. Bam, bam, hucka-jam. Oh, cool stuff. You can add Filepond plugins if you wanted to show image previews. It's super easy. The image preview plugin, let's see, you add it, and then, yeah, you just register it. So if you want, maybe we could, let's add it really quick. Let's just do it. So if we want to add the image preview CSS, let's do that. So we're going to add the image preview CSS right there, and then we're also going to add the image preview script tag right here, okay? And then now in our actual Filepond component, we're going to do filepond.register plugin, okay? So right up here, we're going to do Filepond register plugin, okay? And then now let's actually get rid of this for each, because we're going to have image preview. We don't need to do our own image preview. Okay, so let's upload these three. Sure, why not? And now watch this. Check it out. Image previews and uploading, and it's totally freaking works. And if you use S3, It all works with S3. All this stuff can happen without ever touching your server. This is it. This is the pinnacle for me. I feel like this feature that is so simple yet so deep. Like you can do anything you would ever need to do. You can do. You have drag and drop, direct upload to S3, multiple file uploads, JavaScript stuff, non-JavaScript stuff. What more could you ever ask for? Okay. Actually, there was one thing that I thought I missed and I should cover in the last video, but I can't even think about it. So if I think about it, there'll be another video. If not, thank you for watching. This is my love letter to file uploads. I hope you benefit from this greatly. I hope this saves you time. I've spent hours and hours and hours struggling with file uploads in my career as a web developer. And yeah, and I hope to save so much time with this feature. And hopefully these videos made it super easy for you to understand. So again, I may see you in the next video because I have recorded these all straight and I haven't eaten anything today. So my brain is, I'm thinking at like 40%. All right, well, I'll be seeing you.